are so strong that they can
Holy look at the size of that thing!
That's beefy.
Look at this! Holy shit!
Hey everyone, why butterflies are not your friends, but some sharks are. Have you guys seen it? Because we haven't.
Alright, let's jump into it.
Butterflies have been known to drink blood, and that's honestly not even the worst part. Butterflies will do this weird-ass thing called mud puddling, and basically it's when they try to suck the nutrients out of any organic matter. Which is why these necroflies will suck the blood from the bodies of animals that have already tapped out of life. There's a species of butterfly in Spain that is attracted to the smell of a fresh corpse, and they'll pull up to the body just to get a taste.
What?
They'll do this mud puddling thing with rotten fruit, literal deuces on the ground. Some will even drink the tears of other animals like sleeping birds or reptiles like turtles. There's even a type of butterfly that'll go out of its way to irritate the eyes of a turtle and came in to force them to tear up just so they can drink the tears for minerals.
Dude, that's so fucked up.
That's like demonic.
What? Mud puddling? Is that what he called it?
Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Me either.
So they just like go in there and drink blood or drink whatever moisture.
Yeah. Making something cry so it can drink its tears.
That's next level fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's messed up.
Because they don't discriminate, they'll do it to you too. In fact, there are some butterflies that are attracted to human sweat. Also, unrelated fact, most of a butterfly's taste buds are on its feet. So the next time a butterfly lands on your hand and makes you feel special, just know he's using you. Once he gets his taste, he'll just leave you and move on to the next. Because butterflies are just boys with wings. Let's talk about the bird that drinks literal blood. This is a vampire
What
finch.
the fuck?
This tiny lure is found only on the islands of the Galapagos. The vampire finch will peck at larger birds like the... I don't think guidelines will let me say...
What is that on the top?
With the blue feet.
Yeah, that thing looks cool. But it's also scary as fuck. A lot of blood suck in this episode.
Say this bird's name, but I'm gonna let the comments do it for me. These finches will peck at the birds until eventually the skin breaks and blood starts oozing out, which they will drink. Scientists believe this started because the finches would eat the parasites off the birds but accidentally break skin and draw blood in the process. But then they started drinking the homemade Kool-Aid and decided to make it culture. Now they just see bigger birds as flying blood banks. Doesn't really hurt the bird that it's getting it from, and the vampire finch gets...
It's not hurting the bird it's getting it? What?
Well, they look a lot bigger than them. Maybe that's why.
Well, I know, but if have you ever digged at a scab? Even the smallest scab hurts like a bitch if you rip it off.
I know, imagine a beak just poking at it.
Right? It's tearing it.
But wait, can we talk about the red eyes?
Yeah, these things.
These blood eyes.
I think that's where the vampire name comes from. But that's fucking disgusting.
My God.
Calories to keep it alive during a drought. It's not the only thing that can drink blood without a law degree. Some bats and butterflies be on the same type of time. The more you know.
Oh no, what?
That's hilarious.
What is
Okay,
that?
so two things. One, that's not a rat. It's a South American flavored rodent called a pacarana. It's like a travel-sized capybara. And two, pacaranas have really sensitive skin, and putting soap on it removes essential oils from it. So best case, the soap is just mildly irritating to them. Worst case, this not a rat is in legitimate pain and is desperately trying to get it off. Either way, it's not a good look. Not to mention, if that soap isn't pet-friendly, let's be real, it probably isn't. There's a good chance it could be burning its skin. Because I definitely just ruined this video for y'all, here's a pacarana cleaning itself, but without the soap.
Yeah, that was not hilarious.
Dude, it's so weird. It's like a little person.
Yeah.
Like
It kind of feels like an old man. It's
Right?
like moving slow.
Here's 10 facts about this guy. It's not a rat, it's a South American rodent known as a pacarana. It's basically an economy-sized capybara. And despite what you might think, they're super clean and will spend hours washing themselves every single day, which is a lot better than some people. They can tip the scales at over 30 pounds, making them as heavy as the average 2-year-old. They're the third heaviest rodent behind beavers in the walking vibe check above. You've probably never seen one before because they're usually only active at night and there's only few places in the world you can find them. But your best chance would be booking a one-way to Peru, Bolivia, or Venezuela. Sometimes they get put on a shirt by farmers that
drink. Now he's gonna tell me they know how to party.
Yeah, he's even got his eyes closed too.
I know, they look so chill.
I know.
People have them as pets because they're low maintenance, quiet, and friendly towards humans when raised by them. They're cute now, but 2 million years ago there was a giga version of them that grew to 5 feet long. It could be in the same weight class as a card up to 3,500 pounds. And this hippo rat was estimated to have a bite force 3 times stronger than tigers today. Lucky for the world, they were and are vegans that eat mostly fruits, leaves, and plant stems.
Oh, that's
they
just...
dressed him up!
Dude, come on!
You'll never
He kind of reminds me of what's the Ninja Turtles guy guy called?
Splinter?
Splinter, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's kind of what he reminded me of.
That's crazy. It's just so weird how they just like they
way
just
they
stand straight up.
The story goes, an Australian homeowner nearly caught a heart attack when she saw a hairy foot with large claws poking out of her bathroom sink. And of course, it's Australia, so you kind of have to expect the worst. What she didn't expect was a Pokemon. The intruder turned out to be a brush-tailed possum. If you called him Pikachu, nobody would blame you. And even though it looks like a beach blonde squirrel, as a marsupial, it's more related to kangaroos and koalas. They're normally not this color. Golden brushtails only exist because of a genetic mutation that causes low levels of the pigment melanin. Which is why these unseasoned possums look fresh out the Pokeball. It's not even the first time.
It looks like a pig?
Breaking it in.
Yeah.
One brush-tailed possum broke into an Australian bakery and proceeded to eat as many pastries as his stomach would allow before anyone could stop him. This is how they found him. He's guilty, but he regrets nothing.
Okay.
Hello.
This picture looks creepy, but there's actually a pretty heartwarming story behind it. Rick Anderson is an Australian diver who's been exploring the ocean off New South Wales for more than 30 years. One day he was diving as usual when a shark approached him. The shark was a harmless baby Port Jackson shark that swam right up to him. Rick didn't make any sudden moves to avoid scaring her. Yeah, the shark's a girl. Started to pat her and even cradle her in his arms. Yeah, we are still talking about a shark. Also, this was 7 years ago. Now every time Rick enters the water, the shark will immediately rush over to him and brush against his legs. And when he holds out his arms, the shark takes it as an invitation to lay on them. In the 7 years he's known her, the shark went from a 6-inch pup to a 6 foot.
No.
Despite this, they're still able to instantly recognize each other. He's basically his dog and acts like it too.
That's
Doesn't even like
really
feed her or
cute.
anything. The shark's just actively choosing to be around him. Just like you'd expect from any healthy long-term relationship, she's even met his family. Rick eventually introduced his 3 kids to the shark, who got a hug from each. Moral of this video: sharks are really just the pit bulls of the ocean.
Meet the real life cat.
Like, I thought it was gonna get like gigantic. Imagine like a friendly,
6
huge
foot.
shark.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Cat dog.
what the
But
heck
there's
is
actually a
that?
story behind this. Basically, it was one fine day with a wolf and a purr. This baby was born, and as you'd expect, it caused quite a stir. You're a goat if you got that reference, but nah, it's one of the oldest and rarest dog breeds in the world, the Hmong dog. It's an ancient dog that was believed to be first bred by an ethnic group of people from China and Southeast Asia known as the Hmong tribe. And this cat dog was really popular in the mountainous regions of Vietnam, where they were used as hunting partners and guardians. Since most believe this dog happened when a native dog was bred with a jungle.
Look at his ears. My God, there's something like oddly adorable about it, but also like it's got that like AI to it that like feels weird. It doesn't feel real.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle wolf, they still retained a lot of their hunting instincts, which means even though they look like the product of a really questionable one-night stand, they'll chase and erase any cats they run into. Like for real, you don't want them around cats, they will always be on sight. Because they were used to hunt, they're really trainable to the point where even the Vietnamese police will use them for police stuff, I guess. And because they're so rare, getting a purebred Hmong
Yeah, the
can make
ears
your
are
wallet at
odd.
least $1,000 lighter. For a purebred puppy, your kids might not go to college. Because they were spawned in the cold, rainy mountains, they have a thick fur coat to keep them warm, and probably the reason why they're so expensive. Also, you might know this guy. This little dude from Vietnam is named Sui, and he's actually a crossbreed between Hmong and I'm actually not sure what else he is. All I know is that I would commit very much first degree for him. Life, no parole, no questions asked. Here's a fact you definitely didn't ask for. Tadpoles will scream underwater to avoid getting eaten by cannibals.
What?
This is an Argentinian wide-mouthed frog, and it's the most ambitious cannibal in the world. Not only will they go out of their way to eat their own kind, wide-mouths have been known to try swallowing frogs physically bigger than they are, even if it means choking to death. In fact, these frogs will keep
Why?
shoving food down their throats until their stomach rips open. And it turns out even tadpoles will eat the babies of other species of frogs. But they don't eat each other. These tadpoles will let out a short but high-pitched scream whenever they come into contact with another tadpole that's probably trying to take them off the senses. And scientists believe that scream is the only thing stopping the bigger tadpoles from friendly firing all their siblings. Which is why if you touch one of these tadpoles with an object like a spatula, it'll literally scream for its life. But of course, once they're adults, no amount of screaming will stop him from bundying his entire family reunion. Because I could be wrong, but this is the only animal in the world that'll literally unalive itself just by overeating. Except, nah, I'm not going there. Some of these frogs will Pac-Man everything until the buildup of fat causes them to go blind.
Oh,
and then
my goodness.
Wow.
That's excessive.
That's a lot.
I mean, I'm curious to see if like how loud they scream.
Yeah.
It's like, do I take it out? It's like,
Like, who discovered that? And how?
who figured it out?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, he went to go get a drink, pulls it up. There's like 100 tadpoles. Literally. And then as he's dropping it, a frog's just like, and then it died. And then he was like, oh my goodness, look at these 2 discoveries that were just found at the same time.
See, that's where your head went. Mine went, okay, this could turn into a Disney musical right now. The tadpoles just start singing.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
This right here is a bush turkey. Smoke that.
Yo, what?
That right there is the heaviest flying thing on the planet. It's called a Cory bustard. They're found in
A
Africa. The biggest
Cory bust.
What? Look how big it is.
That's crazy.
Holy crap.
It looks like an eagle and a turkey.
Yeah.
ones can tip the scales at over 40 pounds. It's like a 5-year-old being able to fly. When they want to attract a mate, they make this loud booming call. When they want to flex on you, they sound just like Bowser.
That's crazy.
It's disgusting.
This Saharan steroid goose has a gullet pouch that inflates like a white balloon, which they use to make those mating calls while also dancing for female validation. Sometimes two male bustards will square up and spend an hour smashing their bodies into one another while also trying to stab their rival until one eventually taps out. The winner gets all the females in the area, and he'll get every last one of them pregnant and then play no part in raising any of the children.
Dude,
Basically,
what?
every bastard's a bastard. Also, this African bush tweety can have a wingspan of over 9 feet, and apparently they have no fear of humans. They probably should. Since they're loudest in the morning, being neighbors with one means you wake up to this. If you're a gym bro or broette, you can probably thank one animal for it. This absolute unit is Charles Atlas. As a kid, he was a scrawny 97-pound weakling that would get sand kicked in his face. No, seriously, it actually happened. Buddy was too poor to go to the YMCA, so after being inspired during a trip to the zoo, he came up with his own workouts based on dynamic tension. Basically, the idea of pitting one muscle against another. Not only did Mr. Atlas become a walking vibe check, he would go on to sell his workout program to millions. And fun fact, one of his clients was David Prowse, aka the dude that played Darth Vader. All this clout meant Charles Atlas became known as the grandfather of the modern fitness and bodybuilding industry. And this was all because when he was a 97-pound kid, he visited a zoo where he was inspired by... Yeah.
Really?
Swole is the goal inside
Whoa.
the prize. Tony the Tiger is the reason why. The more you know... Actually, another fun fact. A tiger's legs are so strong that they can...
Holy fuck, look at the size of that thing.
That's beefy.
Look at this. Holy shit. Have we seen videos of tigers? I don't think I've seen them that jacked before.
Not like this, no.
That's insane. Oh my god. Like this section right here could feed like an entire like neighborhood. Oh my god, it's just massive. What the fuck? I've never seen that angle before.
Me either.
standing, even when they're dead. Now the more you know. Here's how rats got banned from an entire part of Canada. Alberta's the only place in the world inhabited by people with no residential population of rats, and rats are forbidden from establishing there. Meaning if a rat illegally enters Alberta, he and his entire bloodline will be erased with extreme prejudice. It all started when the Alberta government decided they were not having that rat nonsense on their side and declared war on them. But unlike Australia, they were actually ready. They claimed rats to be the biggest threat to national security and so created the Rat Control Program. Like they would have
That's
conferences
sick.
on how to stop rats from ratting. 2,000 posters and 1,500 pamphlets were passed around railroad stations, post offices, schools, basically anywhere you could see them.
Wow.
The US had a war on terrorism, but Alberta had a war on rodents. Any population of Jerrys that were discovered were quickly removed from the census with zero discrimination. Any rat that passed the Alberta-Saskatchewan border was basically signing a death certificate. Of course, this meant pet rats were very
Yeah, I was about to say, there's got to be something bad that comes.
I don't think so. They're rat free.
People who have rats get fined 5,000. Oh my god.
Well, that's what you
very
get
illegal.
for having a
Possession
pet
of one
rat.
could make your wallet a 5,000 fine.
I'm
line.
just kidding.
I cannot express enough how on-site they were about this. In 2004, someone released 38 rats in Calgary, but by the time officers arrived, yes, officers were called, it was that serious. The rats were already past tense by residents armed with brooms, 2x4s, and shovels, caused a $190,000 fine. They were not f***ing around. There's even a hotline you can call
No
in case you see
way.
After 70 years of rat genocide, Alberta is now the only place on the planet where you can find people but almost no rats whatsoever. If a rat is
That's
sighted, it's
amazing.
almost guaranteed to make the 6 o'clock news. Moral of this video, don't be bringing that rat over to me.
Damn, they really said fuck around and find out to these rats.
That,
They said, people assemble. The rats have crossed over.
like, you can just do that. You could just be like, fuck it. We don't want any rats no more.
well,
just,
they
like,
had
eradicate 'em.
a people and they had a mission and they all wanted to do the same thing.
Just kill rats.
possible.
It must have been really bad there at one point, right? Because, like,
Well, it
You
must
know-
have been bringing sickness or illnesses because it said something about spreading disease.
yeah. But damn,
I
that's
mean-
one way to take care of it.
I'm on board with that. I don't like rats.
Oh, shoot. If only they could do that in, like, a city level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.